so depressed, I tried to hide away from violence and hate and creepy people every day. Then I discovered something that made me feel so gay. They took me in and fixed me up, and now I got to say it was A&E who done this to me. Yes, it was.
Jake Bog. Trouble time.
Still stuck in P-Bum City. It's my son's favourite city.
P-Bum City.
Stuck in P-Bum City, where the view is not so pretty. How you doing, listeners? There you go, just setting the tone for you. All right? I'm Adam Buxton.
I'm Edith Bowman. Morning.
Yeah, very nice to be with you. This is our last show of this run, I'm sorry to say, but we're going to enjoy ourselves, and we have our usual amazing cornucopia of highly toned and well-tuned features coming up for you.
Come on, we haven't done anything.
We've got Memory Bank coming up, and we would like you to submit stories and anecdotes about your New Year's experiences.
Yeah, it could be happy, could be sad.
Yeah.
Could be funny.
Disastrous. I mean, you know, to be honest, we've got a few that have come in throughout the week. Thank you very much for those, listeners. But most of them seem to suggest that more or less all of you are alcoholics with very serious mental problems. I mean, I know that tends to be the theme of a lot of people's New Year's celebrations.
It's that expectation of having the best night of the year. It's got to be brilliant.
And so you end up just overdoing it after a week of already having overdone it over Christmas. Anyway, we're going to talk about all that later on in the show. But yeah, please do send in your New Year's stories. And the address to do so is adamandedith@bbc.co.uk. That's A&D, not an ampersand. Or you can text your stories to 64046. Oh, you can tweet us, I suppose, as well, can't they?
Yeah, of course you can, at BBC6Music. And whilst we're here, here's the terms and conditions.
When you text or tweet, please make sure it's safe to do so. Please do not tweet while driving, flying a plane, performing major surgery, speaking to other people, sitting in a cinema, or making sweet, sweet love. Please keep all communication concise, amazing, and non-abusive. Excessively long and rambly messages will not be read. Charges for stray apostrophes will appear on your bill. Messages may be edited, then read out badly or in stupid voices. We cannot accept responsibility for distress caused by failure to read out messages. Your texts will be charged at your standard message rate. Thank you.
There you go, that's everything more or less covered there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say email is a good way, especially for stories that are a little longer, you know. But don't make them too long.
Well, I like the fact that Six Music listeners tend to go into quite a bit of detail about stories as well, which is great.
They're very good writers, talented writers.
Good. Yeah, we could make little books of all your different memory banks we've had over the last few weeks.
I tell you, there's a lot worse books out there.
Did you get some for Christmas? We'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah. Bears we mentioned last week. We were slightly perturbed and worried about the Bears last week because
these are our knitted avatars.
They went astray with students, which is never a good thing.
They went on holiday up to, where was it? Skiing.
The Alps.
Up to the Alps with 186 yobs. And the yobs failed to get in touch with us because they said there's no Mobius signal on the mountain, so
got one bar.
Yeah, I've only got one bar and I'm drinking in it. Okay, so I can't do the phone call. Sorry about that. You'll have to stuff the Bears this week. But
God knows what they did with these bears.
Finally, they got them back to us. Do we have any pictorial proof that they were actually skiing at all?
Yeah, we do. Okay. We're going to get those up in a bit. But they did arrive in time for John, Jen and the rest of the Rose family in Ovingdean, near Brighton, to show them a mighty fine time. From what we can tell, it involved more booze, crackers and ping pong.
Ping pong?
Yeah.
Were they just using them as bats? Oh, no, look, I can see a picture of them. Oh, that's a nice picture. Good.
Are they
effort.
having fun?
Yeah, they look as if they're having a wicked time. That avatar really does look like you, Edith. I mean, if you put a pair of glasses on it.
Come on.
It's a compliment.
You used a Ken Corder wig to make that. I mean, I know it looked a bit rough after Christmas, but come on.
I cut the fringe very severely.
Well, that's because my fringe was cut by a 4-year-old.
They look good. So you can check out those pictures now. Coming up also in the programme, we have some more made-up jokes. Again, some good ones. Good ones came throughout the week. I've made up a new one as well that I'm very happy with.
Have you, though?
Yeah.
You said this last week and someone had already.
I made up. The one I made up was Gulag Maps.
Oh, yes,
Gulag Maps was very good. Well, I've got an even better one this week.
Okay.
Coming up. And we also play music. We have a free choice every now and again. Edith, you're about to play one for us.
I am, yeah.
But I would like to tease my first one. I couldn't make my mind up. about which I wanted, either a mellow song or a sort of totally unhinged, demented song, right?
Okay.
So my two choices for which you guys can vote or whatever, the first 5 votes for
Let's
one
not
of
use the
these
word
songs.
vote too much. Let's just say encourage us to play it.
Right,
maybe.
right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. That would be
Vote, in other words.
yeah.
You can say which one you want to hear, and the one which has most say which ones will win. Or not win, but be played.
It's not a prize.
Good Lord. So the choice is between Here We Go Magic,
Oh, nice.
Band of the Year for a lot of people,
Like them.
and the track Alone But Moving. Was that a single?
Don't think so, no.
So my favourite track, I think, from that very good album.
Okay.
And so that's lovely and mellow, beautiful and mellow. Great video for it on YouTube as well, of panning across a very long crowd. Anyway, the choice is between that one, lovely mellow song, Here
Yeah.
We Go Magic, or a song by Clark, South London noise
Don't know
terrorist. Sounds a lot like the noisier Aphex Twin stuff.
Okay.
And the track is what's it called? I've forgotten what it's called now.
Should I give them a little quick ditty of both of them?
Rainbow Voodoo.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
I suppose you could give them a little, 5-second blast. Oh, no, because they're not loaded yet. Is that right?
They're not.
No,
okay.
okay.
We'll do that in a second.
Well, one of them sounds like someone doing some work, construction work. That's the Clark one.
Just what you want for
Like
this.
tune for
You're really
construction
selling it.
work. It's really good. Or Here We Go Magic's just lovely and mellow. Anyway, so you can say which one you would like to hear, and I'll play that later on in this hour. But first, it's Edith's one.
Yeah, I watched the new Quentin Tarantino film. Last
Django
week,
Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's really, really good. It's funny. It's brutal, as you expect from Tarantino.
Yeah.
It's a love story, really. It's really good. And the one thing that I love about Tarantino is his soundtracks, because he always just comes up trumps with them. But he's never used original music. He's never gone for an artist to either create a score or an original tune for it. But with this film, it's the first time he's done that. Mm-hmm. And he had artists just throwing tunes at him. You know, Frank Ocean wrote a song for the film and didn't make it on, hasn't made it on the soundtrack because he said that, it's that thing of like, I'm not just going to shoehorn it in, but, the song's great, all that kind of stuff. So it's a really interesting mix of stuff. But he always does that thing of playing classic old school tunes that really fit in with the film. So I'm going to play this Riz Ortolani, which is obviously how you say it with an Italian accent.
Who heck is Riz Ortolani?
He's an Italian composer.
Is he?
And you might have heard his stuff on Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 and stuff, but this is great. It's called Day of Anger from the Django Unchained soundtrack. Jessie Ware on 6 Music, 20 past 10, A&E with you until 1 o'clock this afternoon. You seem to have brought in the leftover orange food types from Christmas.
I nicked all the stuff off Santa's plate before Santa got to it. I got the tangerines and the carrots, and I've eaten all the mince pies.
Dressed in breakfast choice.
Santa got nothing. He got the blue Quality Street that I didn't want. He got a little pile of
One.
those. No, there's about 6. I hate those. Ugh. What are they? Coconut?
What flavour? Oh, yuck, yeah.
Volting.
That and coffee ones.
At least I got rid of the cracknel ones. Do you remember them?
No.
Oh, what was cracknel? What was it?
No.
It was just weird. It was like, I don't know, it was sort of nutty toffee
Nougat
or something.
type stuff.
Nougat?
Nugget.
I don't know what it was. So, Edith, how was it? Any excessive violence in your house over Christmas?
There wasn't actual partaking in violence. There was thoughts of it, but
Good, glad to hear it.
But yeah, no, it was a weird one. It's kind of because obviously with child you can't drink, and
Right.
I like drink.
So you and Tom are pregnant.
Yes,
That's a shame. He's pregnant with pies, and you're pregnant with a
just with
human.
meat.
Yeah.
Just pregnant with meat from the meat we ate over
Ooh,
Christmas.
haggis?
No, actually,
Was it not?
Probably the only meat type we didn't eat over Christmas.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But being forced not to drink as opposed to it being a choice thing is quite different, and your threshold of patience diminishes hugely.
Yeah.
So we went up to Scotland, had a really nice time with the family, went out for lunch. There was no cooking and cleaning, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was great. Mum and I had planned to get home, sit in our onesies and watch Downton Abbey.
What's onesies?
It's like a...
Pants. You and your mum just in your pants. Is that what it
You know
is?
those things they used to wear in westerns, like the men's underwear things?
Oh,
one of those.
yeah.
But without the kind of toilet flap thing.
Yeah.
One of those. Not both of us in one of them, one each.
Like a romper suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but other people had different ideas. We got back to the house and my dad and my brother had invited the neighbours round.
What?
Their in-laws.
Are they nice, the neighbours?
All that kind of thing.
Gotta say,
I don't
yeah.
really know them. They've just moved into this new house.
Right.
So I reverted to being a teenager and stomped up to my room in my onesie and watched Downton Abbey for 2 hours on my own with a chocolate orange.
Downton.
Did that thing of like going, keep the noise down!
Did you? Yeah. Oh, that's very Christmassy, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the whole Christmas Day was more or less geared towards Downton Abbey because we had my in-laws over and they like a slice of Downton, and so do my wife. She likes it, and she's got 2 sisters. They like it right the way through the day. It's like, what are we going to do about Downton? Because that's going to coincide with supper time once we've got the children into bed. You're talking about having supper around about 8:30. That's going to cut into Downton. Yeah, I'll tape it. Yeah, are you sure? Can you tape it? Yeah, you can tape it. It's pretty
On
easy
VHS.
nowadays. Yeah, you can just to record it on a mini disc and then play it on the laser disc. And they right, are you taping it? Yeah, I'm taping it. So finally, anyway, there's all hooing and hawing, and finally it gets to 11:30. I want to go to bed, but everyone's finally ready for Downton.
At 11:30 at night.
30 was exhausting. So we sit there. I crack open a strong drink and think I'm gonna need a few of these to get through, but I couldn't even deal with it. I was so knackered that I just had to go to bed after 10 minutes. But if you missed it, I'm able to say that I can give you a quick update on what happened. Don't worry, there's no spoilers in this, but it is a very useful update if you missed the Christmas episode of Downton Abbey. Basically, here are the main points. Lady McFartley is given a new 3D TV, but she can't make the glasses work. Oh, that's great, that bit. Lord Goiter discovers that his collection of gold Furbies is worthless, and he's going to have to sell Lady Justin Bieber's Match Attacks cards to pay for the new Moshi Monsters for Mungo. Also, at the annual Tiny Cake Festival in the village, Jocelyn causes an outrage by wearing a jaunty hat and talking in a Cockney accent, which is it's a wonderful scene. Meanwhile, below stairs, which is always my favourite bits of the show, Mangela overhears Mr. Grumbles telling Pippin and Cinders that Brunty saw old Sid gossiping about Daisy fancying Ralfred, even though everyone knows Ralfred fancies Dr. Slippers. But if Lord Goiter ever found out that he fancied Dr. Slippers, they'd all be sacked because of what Ralfred did for Lady Justin Bieber after her father eloped with the Archcardinal of Urlingford, Mountshire. And, of course, Boggins weed in the soup again for the big dinner party, but it turns out everyone preferred it that way. It was nice. It's one of the best episodes I've ever seen. Not just of Downton Abbey, but of anything.
Ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing Christmas.
That's it wrapped up perfectly in a little ditty. No need to watch it on iPlayer, people.
Well, exactly. Absolutely not. And that didn't take 2 hours either. Here's Dutch Uncles. This is flexing. Math rock.
Knew you were going to say that. When I saw we were playing, I was like,
Unpredictable. That's Dutch Uncles and Flexin'. Good effort from the uncles there. Very enjoyable. This is Adam Buxton and Edith Bowman here on BBC Six Music until 1 o'clock. Very happy to be here.
What was your best and worst present?
Besties, I got a really good Sir Bradley Wiggins style cycle top.
Okay.
And incidentally, it wasn't widely reported, but I got massive honours on the New Year's list. I'm Sir Lord Dr. Buckles, POOP, which stands for Person of Outstanding Professionalism. Anyway, that wasn't mentioned.
What'd you get that for?
In the news, just for being cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I got a nice cycle top. That was really good. I've been wearing that, and I think that it might be my new fashion thing. I might just wear it as just a normal top.
Non-cycling?
Yeah, my sister got me some nice cycling glasses. It was all cycle-based.
Wow.
That's the only
thing.
thing.
So the go-to thing for you, just cycle stuff?
Yeah, cycle stuff, and also Bowie stuff. My sister-in-law very nicely got me a couple of Bowie books, both of which I had.
Oh, did you tell her that at the time?
Yeah, I did.
Well, thanks!
I said, thanks, these are great. But they were on the shelf. She said, oh, I just saw these on your shelf. But here they are anyway.
Just getting vouchers.
I said, well, are you okay if I re-gift there was a lot of re-gifting going on. Flipping heck. I bought my brother the Django record that I bought him for his birthday this year. Because I'm going senile. And I bought the Breaking Bad box set, series 1, 2, and 3, for my sister-in-law, the one that got me the double Bowie books.
Yeah.
She'd already seen it. So I re-gifted her present. She re-gifted mine. Or rather, I said, do you mind if I re-gift that as well? And so I tried to pass it on to my sister. She'd already seen it. So then I tried to pass it on to my brother. He'd seen it. That's the problem, though. It's no good getting something like that.
You are cheap with no memory.
Yeah. I know. Everyone's seen Breaking Bad. That's the upshot of that. How about you? What was your favourite stuff?
I got an on-air sign, an old school radio on-air sign.
I saw you tweeted that.
Yeah, from Tom, which was
a brilliant
awesome.
present.
Yeah, really, really good. So yeah, just trying to work out if we put it at the front door or whether we put it outside the toilet. Not quite sure yet.
That fits in with my image of your house being like a big festival tent with a VIP area, and everyone has to have laminates to get in. With Ant and Dec and Cat Dealey wandering around.
In onesies.
Yeah. Good.
Right, it's 10:30 on Six Music. Amy here with you.
Good effort there from the Fabs. Sounding a bit like Tame Impala.
Yeah. No way, yeah.
The Mighty Impala. And Macca pops up in that Six Music trail, doesn't he? Saying, we don't... Was it... We...
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
We don't work music, we play music.
It sounds like they slowed him down. Is it time?
We don't work music, we play music.
We don't work music, we play music. We don't work music, we play music. You put some new batteries in Macca. He's run down. We don't work music, we play music. Give Macca some vegan tea, quick. Spark him up.
More sugar.
You know who's a lucky guy who probably had an amazing Christmas, or a lucky lady, in fact, is Kate Wiltons. Because she's married. She's married.
The man with the most annoying name in the world.
Ned Rock and Roll. His real name is Abel Smith. This guy, right?
Which is a pretty awesome name. I like the name Abel.
Abel Smith. Ready and Able. That's good. But he decided that Ned Rock and Roll would be a better name, so he changed it by deed poll.
When?
The nephew of Virgin Group founder Richard Branson. When did he do it? I don't know. I mean, maybe when he was 3. He knew from an early age that he was going to be a prat. Daddy, I've decided.
I want to be Ned Rock and Roll.
I don't want to go into the family business. I would like to dedicate my life to being a prat, and I've changed my name to consolidate my decision to do so. What name have you decided on, son? Is it Wally? No, it's better than Wally. I've gone for Ned. Well, Ned's a nice name. It's a normal name. But you haven't heard the surname I've chosen, Father. It's rock and roll. All one word. No apostrophes. Rock and roll. That's how I'm going to introduce myself from now on. That's going to be on all my official documents. And one day, Father, I'm going to meet a talented actress who doesn't care that I've got the stupidest name in the world that I've chosen, that everyone in the world, when they hear it, says, what a brat. And as if all that wasn't good enough, now
this is brilliant.
Now they've got married. They're going to space.
Richard Branson bought her as a wedding gift a trip to space.
Trip to space. I mean, there's no point in writing fiction anymore.
It's like a scene from Sunset Beach.
Yeah, you're wasting your time. If you ever make anything up for the rest of your life, it's a waste of time because of Ned Rock and Roll.
Do you think she'll take his name?
Well, yes, I hope. I hope it'll appear on her films.
Next Oscar.
Oh, that's exhausting. Listen, let's have some music.
Oh yeah, let's have some Black Keys, shall we? Black Keys and Sister from the album El Camino. Got that in vinyl for Christmas, actually. Got some vinyl, which was nice for Christmas.
That is nice. You can put it in one of those frames and hang it on the wall. Have you got records in frames on the wall?
No.
Have you not?
No. Have you? Yeah.
Well, I got a
Bowie
few, and they were given to me for Christmas years and years ago, and then I thought that's a good idea. I'm going to put some records on the wall because I don't play them off the record player anymore. But then it just seemed too daft, really. It seems kind of sacrilegious in a way. You know what I mean? Like, just you have the record, and all it's good for is just hanging it on the wall. It just seems wrong, even if you very seldom actually play them. I don't know.
Did you take them down?
Maybe I'm taking it too seriously. I took them all down except for my Haircut 100 album, a copy of Pelican West signed by Nick Hayward, which I'm very proud of. That's my favourite signed album, I think. Have you got any signed albums?
No. How do you get albums signed?
Well, you see the human that done them, and then you hand them a Sharpie.
But do you carry the albums around with you at all times? Just
I knew I was going to meet him. We did me and Joe, when we did our Adam and Joe show. We did a thing called Vinyl Justice, where we went around and looked through people's record collections. And we did Nick Hayward. He was a hero of ours, and he was very, very nice. And so we took around quite a lot of stuff.
Did anyone say no when you asked them to sign it?
I don't think so. No, there were some people that you obviously wouldn't ask. I didn't ask Marky Smith to sign anything.
Sign your face.
I thought that he would happily sign my face with a razor blade. But no, people are pretty nice about it generally, I think. So yeah, I'm very proud of that.
That's good.
And my Baby Bird CDs, signed CDs, I'm proud of as well. But hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you about movies, right?
Yes.
You love movies, I love movies,
movies.
we all love movies.
Love it.
One of my most enjoyable films of the year, and I think a lot of people's, was Skyfall.
Watched that again actually last week.
Yeah, so did we. That was our Christmas family movie with my BAFTA copy of Skyfall. It was very exciting.
For your consideration.
For my consideration.
Get off my screen!
That's a small price to pay, isn't it? But apart from anything else, the title sequence, ooh, that is amazing. I think that's my favourite Bond title sequence ever. Don't you think?
I think Daniel Craig has now been cemented as one of the, up there with Connery now for me, with the best Bonds.
Yeah, he's good. Even my dad was chuckling away and enjoying it, and he's a hard man to impress. He's good, he does the job very well. Danny Kleinman is the man responsible for the Skyfall titles. But I had a little bit of, I had a couple of problems. I mean, I know these kinds of stunt epic films require a certain degree of belief, disbelief suspension. But there's a few moments in Skyfall I just couldn't get beyond with my literal mind. So starting off with the opening chase, right? James Bond is pursuing a rotter through Istanbul on motorbikes. Very exciting. They end up on a moving train.
Yeah.
The rotter tries to shake Bond by uncoupling the carriage carrying Bond.
Then there's a digger.
So Bond gets into a digger that is being transported on the train. It's a passenger train, but one of the carriages is carrying a digger. I mean, does that happen a lot? Maybe in Istanbul, I don't know. Fine. So you got a digger on the train. Carriage
Which carriage
J.
do I put my digger on, please?
Yeah, exactly. There's a digger in my seat. But, okay, fine, there's a digger on the train. But someone's left the keys in them as well. I just think that's not going to happen, is it? If you have your big digger on the train, it's very unlikely that you're going to leave the keys in.
It's the same when they ever have golf carts in films. They've always just got keys in them that people can just get in and drive them off. I
mean, I know if films were governed by the actual reality of security precautions, they'd be very boring. And I'm glad they left the keys in the digger. It'd be
quite good to see the alternative if they hadn't left the keys in the digger to what happened to Bond.
Well, exactly. He just has to get off, and then he's fine. He's absolutely fine for the rest of the film. He just goes home and watches telly. Watches Downton Abbey. Yeah. But, a little acknowledgement. He could have just gone, yes, the keys are in. Yes, they've left the keys in. Something like that. You know what I mean? There's not a flicker. Then Bond's year off, right? He has a year off in the film. And he spent the year off being jaded and getting over his wounds and boozing a lot, right?
Yeah, he's supposed
to be a physical wreck when he gets in. That's one of the big plot points, that he fails his physical exam. He looks fine.
Yeah.
He looks absolutely great. Like he's
ripped.
His eyes are slightly darker, like the bags under his eyes. Slightly darker.
You could do with a bit of a moisturise on the face. It looks a bit kind of dry and rough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lady noticing those special things. I thought he looked absolutely great. He's been drinking just special sexy booze, which makes you look really great. Yeah, that's not what happens when I spend a year drinking too much booze. Hanging on the lift.
Yes.
When he went and jumped on the lift.
Yes.
Did you not think, what? That's too much. No one would do that. I mean, I know no one would do any of the things he does, but...
The bit that you missed before that, though, is when the digger disappears and he jumps into the back of the carriage that's got the people in it, and he does that thing of checking his watch and pulling his cuffs
Yeah,
down
but that's a funny flourish, though. That's sort of in your face. It's like...
What's the time?
I like that bit because
train on time.
Yeah, that was like smacking you in the gob, sort of saying, "There you go." That's the flourish at the end of this ludicrous scene. Brilliant ludicrous scene. But the lift. That is just not a good idea. Is
tried it?
Jump on a moving lift. Yeah. I mean, he's got it's a special type of lift which allows you access to the underbar of the lift. So this is again a little yes. It's got an exposed underbar that I can easily jump on. Something like that would have been nice from Bond, but no. Sliding down the middle of the escalator in the tube.
Dangerous.
Chasing after Javier Bardem.
They normally have those bits at the bottom.
Well, exactly.
The little signs.
They've got loads of signs to stop youths doing exactly that and filming themselves on YouTube.
Dangerous to the undercrackers.
I mean, there's still some YouTube yobs that have managed to slide down the side, like avoiding the obstacles. But no, I just thought, well, this is very unrealistic. You can't do that. It's too fun. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it, you know. All the other passengers on the escalator would just go, hey, follow me. Let's do that. That's fun. Come on. Let's all chase after that man. He was in. Oh, that's the guy from No Country for Old. Come on, let's chase after him. Excuse me. And after finally the cold pond fight at the end.
The cold pond fight, the frozen pond.
James
fight.
Bond in the cold pond. When the pond is frozen and Bond falls into it. Bond in pond. And then he has to fight the guy who's fallen in there as well.
Yeah.
But they can see fine, like it's really nice and bright in the pond at night.
In the middle of nowhere in Scotland.
In the middle of nowhere at night. Maybe a little residual glow from the burning Skyfall house. But no, I mean, it's absolutely beautifully lit down there to the extent that he lets the rotter that he's fighting drop to the bottom of the pond. And then he thinks, oh, you know, I've forgotten what would be great is a gun to shoot my way back through the ice. So he goes down, easily locates the gun in the pitch black pond and blasts his way through the ice. I don't think you could do that anyway because there's so much drag in the water that a bullet would lose all its kinetic energy within a few feet.
I was just waiting for the little mermaid under the sea to sort of burst in whilst he was making his way
under the sea. Yeah, well, they missed a trick there. Apart from that, very good film. 10 out of 10 from Dr. Buckles. Thumbs up. Very nice. Tori Amos. That's Armand Van Helden, I think, doing that,
the
isn't
drunk funking mix.
Yeah, very good. Good job. We're sort of getting in a New Year's Eve party mood, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Doing some dancing, and actually, I've got a track coming up that I think is going to be good for your New Year's dancing excitement as well. But we've had a couple of comments,
yes.
is that right?
Harry in Hammersmith says, "And what lunatic put that digger on a train route with such a low tunnel?" This is, of course, referring to Skyfall. Everyone seems to be picking out faults.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can
the-
go too far with movie pedantry, can't you?
Yeah.
Which is what I like to do. You're able to, so I do. So yes, earlier on I said that you had a choice of a track, a lovely mellow track called Alone But Moving from Here We Go Magic's album that came out this year. There it is. But actually, most of the people that got in touch wanted to hear this one by Clark, which Clark, I think I'm right in saying, is a South London-based producer, DJ guy. And this track came from his 2009 album, Totem's Flare.
Good name.
And it is, unhinged, I would say is the word for this. Entirely unhinged. Maybe too much for a Saturday morning, some of you may consider. I don't know. In which case, hey, it's only 4 minutes out of your life. We'll probably skip the last bit, which is just a squall of noise.
Okay.
But the pretty much penultimate section, there's like I think a coda, would you call it maybe? Like a minute's worth at the end. That's just this sort of jaunty...
Wow, you're dancing already.
Yeah, jaunty little robot beat. And one day I'd like to make a video for this track. I really would. But this is Clark and Rainbow Voodoo.
And Matt, Joe, Tom and Susan very much wanted to hear this morning as well.
Excellent.
sure that's not just one of your songs?
That last bit's amazing.
It's
I mean,
awesome.
the whole thing's amazing, but it makes me want to just bobble up and down like a muppet, that last bit. Fantastic. That's Clark with Rainbow Voodoo. This is Adam and Edith here on BBC Six Music.
And we're going to do, I was going to say after 11, it is 11 o'clock already. We're going to do memory bank stories. We've got a few that have come in as well this morning, so you've got a little bit of time to get some more in if you want to tell us your stories of past New Year's Eve stories.
New Year's, good and bad. Maybe wonderful, inspiring things that happened to you on New Year's Eve.
Drop us an email, adamandedith@bbc.co.uk. Smashing Pumpkins.
Great video for that one. Dayton and Farris, who directed Little Miss Sunshine, of course.
Really?
Yep. They started out doing pop videos.
I know they did loads of REM ones as well.
Yeah, and they've done loads of good stuff. That was a great one.
Good choice.
Excuse me.
Whoa, easy.
I'm just going to expire.
Time for some stories you deposited in the memory bank.
The memory bank, the memory bank. We're the nice bank. Would you like to bank with us?
All of them are truthful. Every now and then they're a little bit frank.
The memory bank, the memory bank. Ooh, I'm sorry about your very overdrawn.
Email us your stories or text or tweet or send them round with Hank.
Send them with Hank. Send them with Hank to the memory bank.
Too many orange food types for you, that's what it is. I don't agree with you.
I had I think it was a clementine. I mean, that's half the problem there already. You know, there's nothing worse than thinking you've got a Satsuma and then it turns out to be a clementine. And then every single one of... Thank you very much, Ben. Just got me some water there. Cheers. Every single one of the segments was like a little poisonous nugget of different awfulness. You know what I mean? It was like a bag of...
It's not just your mouth.
Maybe. I don't know. Why? Do you mean it's such a poisoned wasteland that now it's turning all the food that goes into
Stuffed
it
last
rotten?
week. Yeah. Killed
That's
every...
entirely possible. It was like one of those bags of, people give you jelly beans sometimes and some of them are nice and some of them are flavoured like puke. And then you think that's a fun thing to
Fairy
do.
liquid.
I don't like that. That's what that clementine was like. It was a disgrace. Right, so listen, memory bank. We are talking about New Year's Eve. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row we have been first with
on it.
On it. Like, no one else is doing this.
No one.
Right? And we are ploughing an entirely new and exciting furrow by talking
groundbreaking.
about New Year's Eve here on the show.
Groundbreaking.
It's coming up. I don't know if you knew, but it's coming up. What is it, Monday night?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And traditionally, people get together and they go nuts and they wind themselves up into a pitch of unsustainable excitement.
Walk for miles.
Which invariably
party.
ends in a flurry of drunken disappointment.
We used to do a thing in Scotland called first footing,
First footing, what's that?
which is where you're the first person through someone's door after a new year.
And then you lose your feet. They're cut off.
But you'd have to arrive with something as a gift.
Right.
But there's been times where it's been...
Edith just bust her mic. She pulled the cord out of the bottom.
Is it back? It's back.
I've never seen anyone doing that before. That was impressive. She was caressing the mic. Yeah, she's just getting relaxed, having a little chat, caressing the mic, pulled out the plug and removed the pop shield, which is the little foamy bit in front.
Pull it out. It just fell apart.
The
I'm going
entire
to
thing
try it.
fell
I'm going to
apart.
leave that. You'd have to take a gift, but it would be something like, I remember taking coal around to people's houses.
Coal?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that an acceptable
A
gift?
carton of Ribena.
Right.
Just, being cheap.
Well,
and
like a
all.
bag of coal or just one
Just one
lump?
piece. One lump.
That couldn't have gone
That
down
was
well,
it.
could it?
Well, it
Oh,
kept
right. It
them
has to be a token gift if
Yeah.
you're first through.
Yeah, first footing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But-
First foot in the door.
Yeah. So it's got to be someone with some first footing stories of either being the recipient of random gifts from people as they come
Okay.
through your door.
Yeah.
Or taking random
And how
things
do you
from
know, though,
people's-
that you're the first person through their
Just
door?
hope.
Right.
You just hope that you are.
Uh-huh. And then you can re-gift the coal
You
if
can
you're
re-gift the coal, so it's perfect for you.
not. Excellent. And so do you generally enjoy New Year's Eve? Do you find yourself having a good time? It's a thing that changes throughout your life because through your teens and maybe 20s, my memories of New Year's Eve are just a mess.
Yeah,
of
not much memory about it at all.
disappointing evenings that I hoped would be better and really weren't.
I've had the best New Year's when I've been gone somewhere, like if I've gone away with friends and that type of thing.
Right.
Like, there's just always this expectation of it being an amazing night and you having the best time, and so you've got to make such a big deal of it. But that diminishes as I get older. It's like, don't really care.
Yeah, well, it's nice. I mean,
I want to watch Hootenanny.
exactly. Watch the Hootenanny, and Spotify also is another brilliant thing for those kinds of nights. 'Cause
We
you
did that last year.
Yeah, everyone can sort of have a request, is what we had.
Yeah.
And I blew my one of my early like everyone was doing requests, and each time they had a request, everyone was like, "Wow, this is an amazing song! Wow, this is brilliant!
Right on time.
And then I chose, and I thought I was being so clever. I chose, I think it's called Night Clubbing, or maybe Me and My Girl by David Essex. Me and my girl.
Wow.
Night clubbing, me and my girl.
Did you get asked to
Putting
leave?
it about. I remembered it in my mind as being like this brilliant song. And it came out, killed the party. Absolutely dead. Stone dead. And everyone was like, what the hell are we listening to? This is terrible. And it took Lana Del Rey video games to get everyone back in the mood
Oh
again.
man, that would have sent me straight out the door.
Well, it's melancholy, isn't it? And all the ladies love it. Ladies love Lana.
No, not all ladies love Lana.
Do they not?
No.
Was that a bit sexist?
It's not sexist, it's just presumptuous.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah.
that. Sorry. I hate to be presumptuous. And what about resolutions? Do you make those?
Stop doing it. Because it's always that thing of going, I'm going to be healthier, I'm going to do exercise,
Sure.
and it never happens.
Never.
I'm going to learn a language. That's what pops up every couple of
Did you
years.
ever do, I'm going to learn a language? That's very impressive.
What about you?
What were you going to learn? What was it?
Spanish.
Spanish. That's an easy
Donde
language.
es el gran pollo?
There you go, you did
Where's
it.
the big chicken? That comes in useful a lot.
Say it again.
Donde es el gran pollo?
Donde es?
Donde es el gran pollo?
I would say it's donde está.
Oh, all right, smarty pants.
That was my New Year's resolution last year, was to learn how to say
Where's the
is-
big chicken?
where's the big chicken in Spanish. So I did it.
What's been yours? Do you do New Year's resolutions?
Not really, but I
To
decided that
not re-gift gifts at Christmas next year.
Exactly. Pay a bit of attention to what you're giving. I thought I'd do some realistic ones for 2013, you know, goals that I have a chance of achieving. So this year, 2013, I am going to put things off more. I am really going to procrastinate much more, because usually
Things off, okay.
I try and get everything done. This time, I'm just going to absolutely procrastinate as much as possible. I'm going to try drinking during the week a little bit more. Try, have the odd glass, because a lot of the time I think, oh, it's during the week, I shouldn't. No, come on.
Have a glass.
Have another little glass.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that for everybody. Never
Just
drink
works
in
for you.
excess. Drink reasonably. Whatever works for you. I'm going to try and drink much more.
Okay.
I'm going to try and deepen and darken my eye bags. My dad has unbelievable eye bags that look like two small ladies' handbags have been strapped to his eyes. leather, light pink bags that he carries around him.
He
And
hides things
He
in
may
them.
well hide things in them, for all I know. And I guess genetically, that's the way I'm going. So I'm going to really go for deepening.
Have you thought of ways that you're going to achieve this? Well, I mean, the drinking thing's going to help.
Sure, that's going to help. Staying up late, worrying about things a lot more, and that, with the procrastination that's going to be going on, things will be really piling up on me.
Yeah.
So
Less cycling.
yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to try and cycle a tiny bit more.
Oh, okay.
But I'm excited about the eye bags, especially as I think the society as a whole is, having to get used to eye bags. Did you know that there was a special unit for not the Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit,
Yeah.
dedicated exclusively to painting out Martin Freeman's eye bags? That's an actual fact.
Shut up.
It is. It's true. If you watch the film, the whole thing looks like a mad Photoshop collage anyway. He's like fooled around with every single shot so that he lightens faces or makes them younger or makes them smoother or makes them magical in some way.
Yeah.
And one of the things he's done is to, get rid of those Freeman eye bags, which aren't too bad anyway, but he's just airbrushed them. You
Wow.
can see in every single shot.
I'm going to look at the credits. for
It's
the
crazy,
eye bag
honestly.
remover.
Eye bag unit, I think. Yeah, it's a special part of Weta. I don't think it is Weta, actually, but one of them. And also this year, I'm going to try and make my face a little bit wider and fatter.
It's just about you being lazy, isn't it, for the rest
What? No, listen, all of these things are hard to do, and I'm really going to apply myself to them. But I swear to you that next year, you are going to be seeing, this time next year, a guy with a slightly wider face and bigger eye bags. I pledge this to you. But listen, we want to hear your stories about what you're going to get up to and what you have gotten up to on New Year's Eves. So please do keep them coming in. The address is adamandedith@bbc.co.uk, or you can text a fun little pithy story to 64046.
Or in fact, tweet us if it's 140 characters or less at BBC 6 Music. This is Jim Jones Review, Where the Money Go. Jim Jones Review.
Good
Where did money
shouting.
go? It's good, isn't it?
Excellent
Like
shouting.
That.
Well done.
From the album Savage Heart, which is out now.
Let's just have the jingle again, Edith.
The
Why
whole
not?
one, the big one, the small one.
Let's just have it.
The whole one. Here we go.
Time for some stories you deposited in the memory bank. The memory bank. The memory bank. We're the nice bank. Would you like to bank with us? All of them are truthful. Every now and then they're a little bit frank. The memory bank. The memory bank. Ooh, I'm sorry about your very overdrawn. Email us your stories or text or tweet or send them round with Hank. Send them with Hank. Send them with Hank to the memory bank.
We're talking about New Year's stories, obviously, and here's a short one to get things going from Alex. This is pithy. One year, when I was 12, some stranger tried kissing me at a party, so I dived into the sink. And then, the guy whose party it was set himself on fire with a firework. The end. Alex.
Wow.
That's good. That's a good...
Big sink.
Yeah, 12 he was, and a stranger tried kissing him. So he dived into the sink.
It might be a she.
Or a mouse. It might be Alex the mouse.
Dear A&E, a couple of years ago my boyfriend and I attended a New Year's party held at a close friend's house. There was a large garden pond. This is like Bond. This is going to be like a Bond scene. Large garden pond situated at the front of the house, which due to the frosty weather had iced over. After more than a few drinkies, we all decided it was a brilliant idea to take turns walking across the surface of said pond. As luck would have it, we all made it across the pond until my boyfriend's size 9 Dr. Martens went straight through the ice, drenching his feet in pond water, algae, etc. Instead of asking to borrow a dry pair of socks from my friends or even walking around barefoot, my boyfriend proceeded to microwave his socks in an attempt to dry them,
Mate.
making the entire kitchen and surrounding rooms smell like pond juice. Nice. A lot of love, Lucy.
Pond juice. Worst kind of juice. And yeah, bits in and everything. Have you ever tried microwaving clothes to make them dry?
No, I've microwaved those weird, hot water bottle things you get that have got stuff in them, like balls of things that heat up.
Oh yeah,
that you can use.
Yeah.
Is it malt or something? I think it is, or some weird barley or
right,
something.
and they retain the heat very nicely. Yes, it takes a while to figure. That's one of the things that you figure out in life is that microwaving wet things doesn't dry them. It just makes the wetness very, very hot.
Tried it then?
I have, yeah. I've tried every stupid and irresponsible way of drying things there is. I was in Edinburgh doing a show a few years ago, and I was in a tiny flat, and it was raining every day, and I was getting soaked on my bike. And before a show one time, I desperately had to get my costume was wet and everything, and it was terrible. So literally, I didn't know how I was going to get these things dry. There was no dry clean around where I was. There was no tumble dryer in the house, or there was no, what's the word?
No radiator.
No laundry, laundromat, or whatever you want to call it, where they have dryers that you can use. I couldn't find anyway. So I ended up making this incredibly complicated, like using bits of string that I found in the flat and stringing them over the cooker, and I turned all the rings on the cooker on. I mean, this is absolutely the most stupid thing. Yeah. One of the most stupid things I've ever done.
Yeah.
And then I suspended all the clothes above the cooker. And I can't remember if they were rings or if it was actual fire, like if it was a gas cooker. But either way, it was very bad and stupid. And I mean, it was such a tiny place that there was no question of me forgetting about them. I was there in the room.
One room.
But they almost immediately started smoking. And then all the alarms went off, not just in the flat, but in the whole building, it seemed.
The whole of Edinburgh.
It was a disaster area, and I felt like a massive Wally or Ned Rock and Roll.
Alexandra in Huddersfield's got one. Hi, Buckles and Bow Bells. I jumped for joy when I saw Adam's tweet asking for New Year's Eve stories. Finally, a use for my horrific tales of woe. In 2008, I missed midnight. This was because I'd arrived at a house party dressed as the Joker from Batman, drunk a whole bottle of wine in one go. I was 18 and didn't know any better, and was subsequently fed shots of vodka by my lovely darling friends.
Oh, you could die.
I then projectile vomited in my friend's bathroom and told two nice old men walking along the road to stop trying to to abduct me, all with bright green hair and mad clown face paint. I was home by 10:30. The next year, at a different friend's house, I went and sat on a doorstep to get some fresh air. I was left alone for literally 2 minutes and was found clutching my wrist and crying, still sat on the doorstep. Despite the pain, I soldiered on, made it to midnight, then toddled off to A&E. My wrist was broken, and to this day, nobody knows what happened. I am never left alone at parties anymore. Love you, bye.
Alexandra in Huddersfield, you're very
Weird.
lucky to have survived all that. That's the thing is, I think when you're young, you just sort of think, yay, I'm just going to drink a whole bottle of wine and have some shots of what. You don't realise that you could just die. I mean, you easily die if you do that kind of thing. Don't do that, because you will die.
We used to go paddling in the North Sea.
Yeah. Paddling in the North Sea. Yeah. Dude, I mean, that just makes you very sad. I don't know if you would die. I mean, obviously, if you paddle too deep. But, drinking a bottle of wine and then doing vodka shots, oh, no. That's why all the A&Es are full on New Year's. All these people doing these terrible things. I mean, thank goodness you just vomited. It could have been so much worse.
What's the one that terrifies you the most from your past New Year's Eve? The one that you...
Stupid things I've done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm too timid to do anything like so recklessly stupid. I mean, I do stupid things all the time, but I don't think I've ever done anything that's put myself or other people in immediate life-threatening danger. I don't think. It's usually just ends up with me kind of wandering half-cut around, feeling a bit sorry for myself, not having snogged the person I wanted to snog. I mean, nowadays, I actually find myself, this is going to sound creepy, because it is. I find myself looking forward to midnight thinking, ooh, I'm going to snuggle these people. Because I've got quite sexy friends. And when you've been married for a long time, you know, so it's the one time of the year where you get some legitimate snogging.
How many people have you got coming around to your house?
Maybe none now. But we did have two couples coming around.
Oh, it's not one of those parties.
Both of whom are very attractive. Looking forward to seeing you, Helen and Molly. They're not going to come if they're listening to this.
So not. Especially if these will turn up and there's a big bowl.
Because do you go for you expect a lip kiss, right, on New Year's Eve?
No.
No? Is that just me?
I expect a lip kiss. You're not coming unless it's lip
Why are you
lip.
turning your head? Why? No, stop it. I'm going to have to clutch your head with my hands now. And
some kind of head brace mechanism in your hallway. Stand there.
I'm looking forward to that.
Wow. Scared of ever being invited to one of your parties.
And look, it's as if Power Gold has specially chosen a track just for me now. This is Bobby Womack with Stupid.
Stupid Bobby Womack on Six Music.
Not saying that Bobby Womack's stupid. That's the name of the song. So isn't Giles Peterson doing his Bobby Womack interview later on?
Yes, you can hear that this afternoon at 3:00 on Six Music.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Giles Peterson in conversation with Womack. Yes, there it is. So I just thought you might like to know I went to the lavatory facility there. Well, the little toilet hair that's been hanging off the cistern for
7 weeks.
7 weeks. He's hanging in there, showing no signs of moving or being cleared away, which I'm very pleased about. And also, it's a sort of festive scene in there because when the fan is on, like when you switch the light on, the fan comes on. Some of the air is blowing down behind the cistern.
He's waving.
So he's kind of waving about in there. Oh, this is so fun, twisting in the air, letting my head down and just twisting. Oh, look, I can see Steve Womack's bottom. This is a great job.
Two things though, I'm glad he's still there.
Yeah.
But it does slightly concern me slightly on the lack of cleaning that's involved.
Well,
or have they left in there because of
I hope so.
because he's become a bit of a part of life?
Well, there should be a little glass box around him to protect him or her. I don't know if it's a lady hair or not. But it's a fine looking strong hair and I'd be very sad to see it ever removed. So yeah, it's 11:30 here at BBC Six Music, and it's time for the news. Oh, that is MT3. They are from France, and that is called Reunion. They've been around for a long time, says Edith.
Yeah, that's like their 6th album, but it kind of took that Midnight City track for everyone to stand up and take notice.
Stand up and take some of the notice. The MT3.
I still think I could learn a language, next year.
Yeah. What would it be? Klingon.
Spanish.
More Spanish. Well, you already know how to say, where's that big chicken?
Yeah, but I need more than that. It's not going to get me through life, is it?
Come on.
Just walking around the streets like a lunatic going, anyone know where the big chicken is?
Do you not know any other languages? Can you not get by?
A little bit of French. A little bit petit peu.
Petit peu de
Petit
français.
peu, oui.
Oh, oui.
A little bit of German. That's the way at the post office.
Right.
That's it.
How do you say that?
Entschuldigung, wie komme ich am besten zur Post, bitte?
Ooh, it was confidently said as well. Nicely delivered.
If it's down the street and first row on the left, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But anything apart from that.
You're lost.
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it? With launching in confidently with the phrase that you have, then they will just reply very quickly in their own language and you're completely stuffed.
Entschuldigung. It's a great word.
Was it?
Excuse me. Entschuldigung.
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 What's that? German?
Excuse me, yeah.
In German?
Yeah. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung. That can't be.
It is.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
impressive. So listen, end of year roundup, right? This is one
Yeah.
of the things obviously that happens at the end of the year is everyone does their like best of, worst of, I don't know what lists and
Yeah.
they're always very unfair, I think, because it's generally what you can remember from the last few months.
Yeah.
And all the good stuff that came out at the beginning of the year just gets totally shoveled under the carpet, doesn't it?
You've been researching, haven't you?
Not really. I did my best to try and think of some of my favourite things from the year, but I mean, I certainly got stuck on the more recent things, including Skyfall, which I enjoyed very much. I saw The Impossible,
Yeah.
which is the film about the family caught in the tsunami, and directed by Juan Antonio Bayona. All mainly Spanish crew, I think, as far as I can tell. What an amazing film. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I really highly recommend it. And I sort of thought, I didn't think that I was going to be able to deal with it because I thought, oh, this is just going to be unrelentingly grim. Actually, it's not. I mean, it is very harrowing and hard to watch at points, but beautifully made. And ultimately, it's sort of uplifting in its own way. So, you know,
Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts, good performances and stuff as well.
yeah, very good. Yeah, McGregor's not doing any funny accents or anything like that. McGregor OBE, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. And he's on good form. They're all on very good form. Amazing makeup and incredible effects and, you know, like not in your face effects, like just beautifully done, well judged and very powerful. It's worth seeing. And the children are fantastic. There's a guy called Tom Holland in there. Not Tom Hollander, but he's the main young boy, I think, in it.
Yeah.
Very good. He's bound for greatness. And what about you? I like the Hunger Games as well.
I love the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I read all 3 books as well because it was. I go through that space of having 6 months maybe where I'm in a reading mode and 6 months where I'm not. And I wanted to read the book before I saw the film because I was doing loads of work on the film. Read the first book, instantly wanted to read the second, and I read all 3 books in like 2 weeks.
Right.
So I can't wait for the next film, which I think's next year. But she's great, Jennifer Lawrence. Love her.
Very good.
Very good. She's incredible.
Was she in Winter's Bone?
She was,
That was the one
yeah.
that made her name, right?
And she is in Silver Linings Playbook as well,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is a fabulous film.
Yeah, that is
with
it's a good
Bradley Cooper.
It's a good, enjoyable one. Gary
Swoon.
Ross directed The Hunger Games. Yeah, worth seeing. And I was sort of initially put off because I wasn't sure about the kind of hokey, sci-fi, silly costumes element.
They could have gone completely bonkers with that in terms of the whole special effects and stuff, and they didn't, and that's why I liked it. They kept it really, I hate using the word organic, but do you know what I mean? They kept it really real in a forest.
And also
that
it
type of
just
thing.
like real emotions in it,
Yeah.
which is unusual as
Yeah.
well for a film that'll be seen by a lot of children.
Yeah.
You know, actually having real jeopardy and people dying, and it's more than just a sort of silly moment. you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was good. One of my favourite music videos of the year. In fact, I think I do this show called Bug. If you don't know, listeners, where we show music videos live at the BFI and I chat about them. And I think I'm going to post a link to my favourite music videos of the year sometime over the weekend or whatever. But one of my favourites was the Grimes video for Oblivion, where she's in a big stadium jumping around, directed by Emily Kai Bock. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, that's good. I really recommend it. I mean, Grimes obviously one of the big stars of the year anyway.
Yeah,
Who's
part of the 6 music albums of the year as well.
Yeah, there you go. And I love that track, Oblivion, anyway. And it's such a good video, like shot on the fly, just with them going into various sporting stadia in Canada, I think.
Yeah.
And her just grooving around with a pair of headphones to the track, and these fans, mainly male fans, kind of being co-opted, a lot of them shirtless. You know, it's very testosterone heavy, gladiatorial atmosphere.
Yeah.
And this very delicate figure in the middle of it, you know, Claire Boucher is her name, I think. It's great. It's really, really good.
So I liked Iggy. This artist called Iggy Azalea, who's this. She's actually Australian hip hop artist, but she moved to America when she was quite young and stuff. And she's got a couple of bonkers videos as well from last year. Iggy Azalea.
Oh, totally wrong.
Ellie
McPherson.
Britain Snapchat next top model. What about TV shows? Have you got any favourite TV shows from the year?
TV shows.
Apart from Downton, obviously.
I don't know. Name some.
Girls. I've been loving Girls, which is this new kind of girl, Lena. I can't remember her surname.
I still haven't seen it. I hear good things about it.
Yeah, I watched the last episode actually of the first series last night, and I love it.
Well, Game of Thrones was good earlier in the year. I'm looking forward to the next series of that. Adam Buxton's Bug.
Obviously back on Sky Atlantic.
Amazing. Voted for non-comedy awards.
Which I think is a good thing, to be honest.
I think because you don't want to peak too soon.
Exactly.
You don't want to get big-headed. But
when are you back on?
No immediate plans.
2013?
Waiting to hear about that. Yes. No, I don't know. we haven't heard about that. I like to start the year with an absolutely blank slate and no job prospects whatsoever. That's how I do it. And then I like to let things grow. Otherwise, you get
disappointment.
You get very easily complacent. So, yes, I like to leave things to the last minute. And finally, a podcast. I love podcasts. I got into This American Life this year.
Yeah.
And that is brilliant. If people, if you like a spoken word podcast, they're an hour long, journalistic, very well done journalistic stories about all aspects of American life, the war, everyday life, the economy, but done in a really entertaining way, and also little stories about everyday minutiae and funny anecdotes and things like that. It's a brilliant podcast. And Richard Herring's Leicester Square podcasts, I was on one of them, but that sort of encouraged me to listen to the ones I hadn't heard. He interviews comedians, people like Dave Gorman and Stuart Lee, his old comedy partner, Amanda Iannucci, Graham Linehan, League of Gentlemen. And it is really good and funny. It's quite filthy, so it's maybe not suitable for family listening in the car. But he's just excellent, Richard Herring, and he's one of these guys that just carries on doing his own thing and labouring sometimes. I think he feels like he's labouring in the margins a lot, but he's a fairly well-known and well-respected comedy figure. And long may he continue. They're really good. I really recommend those Leicester Square podcasts.
My friend Abby told me about the American Life ones. She was she spent some time living in Nashville and LA for a while. She listened to all the time when she was out there, kind of feeling like she was, I don't know, learning a lot, about the place she was going to be spending loads of time and stuff.
Yeah.
She loved it.
They're
Absolutely
good.
loved it,
I mean, so the worst thing you can say is that sometimes they get a bit up themselves. And Ira Glass, the host, is easily lampooned for
Great
being
name.
sort of precious, and he gets pretty pretentious sometimes in a funny way. But they're good. I mean, they're consistently good and well done. So I'd recommend those. Right now, here's some music. This is another lady who done well this year with a very well reviewed and received album, Cat Power. This is Silent Machine.
This New Year's Eve,
we are going to turn the Six Music Airways from 9 to 1 into our own very little party.
spend a night in with Groove Armada.
This is the house that funk built, Groove Armada style.
We give the clubs a break for the first time in 15 years and bring in 2013 with a very special Six Mix.
With guest mixes from Seth Troxler
And then my favourite party DJ ever, Severino from Wall Street Disco. Proper party style mixes from us, loads of great tunes. Looking back at the best of 2012 and forwards into the best of next year. Where else would you rather be?
Six Mix. New Year's Eve special with Groove Armada.
On BBC Radio 6 Music.
It's my New Year's Eve sorted.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Live Armada.
Yeah.
And yes, our Ellie, our producer, is saying why are they not, out in Ibiza somewhere getting loads of cash for doing that? Because their hearts are in the right place. That's why. Because they care about the music and they care about Six Music.
Speaking of which, you've brought in presents.
I brought in presents. Yeah.
Now I feel really cheap and.
No, don't worry. Because
There's some chocolate coins.
That's brilliant, man. That's a great present. Oh, I love chocolate coins. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't mind that it's weird, cheap chocolate. In fact, I like
Straight
it
in there.
because you can have, you can leave them hanging around for years and years and years, and still you can find the doubloons and unwrap them, and it's good, yummy, chocolatey fun.
Yeah. Good.
Go on.
Wow. Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I bought you in some presents.
That's
because,
really kind of you.
You know, it's the last show we're doing together.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed...
Oh, sorry.
She's throwing the coins everywhere. I've really enjoyed doing these shows with you, but I have felt, you know, that there's been a lot of shouting, a lot of name-calling, and a lot of abuse, a lot of personal abuse that you have been subjected to the last few weeks, which regular listeners to the show and the podcast will have charted. I think one of the podcasts actually featured me screaming at the top of my voice that you were a stupid cow as well, which some people found a bit too much. It was done for comedic effect, I hasten to add. But still, you've weathered the whole thing very well, Edith, and I'm really grateful to you.
It's been a pleasure.
So I bought you in some gifts, and
do you want me to open them on air?
Yeah, open them on air.
Are these re-gifts, by the way?
No.
Now that I've discovered that you're cheap.
I'm the king of the re-gift. One of them maybe is kind of a re-gift, but this is very exciting. Edith is unwrapping a large package now, and it is
Nigel Buxton, The Fading Margin, a sort of autobiography.
It's my dad's autobiography.
I just started following your dad. Did he sign it for me?
Yeah.
Yes! I've just started following him on Twitter as well. He hasn't said much for a while.
No, he doesn't.
Why not?
Because he's trying to keep his right-wing rants down to a minimum, I would imagine.
Your dad's got the type of writing that like doctors writing that you can't decipher.
Yeah.
For Edith, with thanks for... Now, I think that says holding Adam's hand on air, Nigel.
There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
So my dad's written an autobiography, and it's sort of self-published.
Can I read the little bit on the inside?
Sure, yeah.
Throughout January 1961, gazing down the hoardings in prime London locations were huge photographs of a number of journalists whose bylines were soon to appear in the forthcoming Sunday Telegraph, the first new national Sunday newspaper for almost 50 years. It's
great. It's absolutely classic stuff. But I mean, he's a good writer. The thing is, my dad, you know, he used to be the travel editor of the Sunday Telegraph. So
amazing.
That's why I was lucky enough to be well travelled as a youth. We used to go around the world with him, you know.
Are there pictures of you as a youth in here?
I don't think so. There might be a little bit of scurril about the young Buckles in there. I'm not sure. I haven't actually, I'm ashamed to say, read
You haven't read it? Oh, what?
Not the whole thing.
You skimmed your dad's book.
But he's had an interesting life, and he fought in the Second World War and stuff like that, and so that's all pretty fascinating. And then he includes some of his favourite articles in the end of the book.
Wicked.
It is quite good. So there's a gift for you there.
Thanks.
And here's another one that's maybe more suitable for the lavatory. I don't know, maybe you might feel both of them are suitable for the lavatory.
For what purpose? Let's see.
Just some fun reading. Now, that is a re-gift, because that was given to me by Louis Theroux years ago.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Great.
And it's
I
really...
love Louis.
And I
love you too.
He may have been given it by someone else, in fact, as well. But it's you can tell us what it is.
This is the Spinal Tap... This is brilliant.
Spinal Tap zine.
Zine.
And
An A to Z guide to one of England's loudest bands.
And it really is encyclopedic.
It's got some weird stains on the back of it.
Well, it's a very ancient copy that's been around for many, many years and been passed from person to person. And now, Edith, it is your turn to take care of the Spinal Tap zine.
It's even got like additions inside, little bits of paper.
There you go. I mean, it's got if you like that film, you like that film, right?
Love the film.
Well, that is just a smorgasbord of fun facts.
The first page it opens up is under safe sex. See condoms.
There you go.
Love it. Thanks.
Interesting facts about all the characters and everything, and
amazing.
all the backstories, and it's great. I love that.
That's not for the toilet. That's for a bedside table.
And here you go. Final present. It's a little gift for you.
Did you wrap these yourself, by the way?
I did.
This is a re-gift, right?
No. This is an original present for you.
Oh, wow.
This is
a frame. I love it. It's a photo album with the words memories.
It's silver frame.
Silver across the front with picture of Adam and I riding a bicycle, which says, "Thanks, Edith. Love, Dr. Buckles. P.S. I was not bullying you."
I just thought
Much? Is that much written across your crotch?
Just thought I would remind you.
Again, for the bedside table.
Yes, absolutely. To witness your bedroom fun with your husband.
Safe sex, see condoms. He's not my husband.
Right, you got a free play coming up here, Edith.
I do, yes. Low are back next year with a new album. It's coming out in March. It's called The Invisible Way. And Low did this Christmas album, which is one of my favourite albums ever, which Beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyway, this is the first thing that we've heard from the new album. It's been produced by Jeff Tweedy, actually, from Wilco. Love this. It's called Plastic Cup, and it's brand new from Low.
Very good. That's The Who with Substitute. And this is Adam Buxton and Edith Bowman here on BBC's Six Music in the last hour of our last show here. And the last of the year as well for us both.
Yeah.
It's very emotional.
Tell you what's happening next week a bit later on.
Yeah, Edith's going to be here next week, so that's good. But we have some made-up jokes. Have you got some correspondence that you want to deal with there, Edith?
Yeah, I have. As I hold up 14 pieces of paper, I have an email that came in at 11:37 last night from one of our listeners that I need you to have a little think about, if that's all right.
Okay.
Guys, I'm drunk. I just saw Adam's tweet about contributing to the last Adam and Edith show. I'm also called Adam. I get married in 2 days. Do you have any advice on how to behave as a married Adam? Thanks, Adam and Edith. Adam.
I might not be the best guy to take marriage advice from. You'd have to ask my wife about that. I would say, just keep very quiet. Just do what you're told. Keep very quiet. Don't take things personally. That's my wife's biggest criticism of me that makes life in the house turbulent, is that I tend to take any criticism to heart.
Don't drunk email as well at 11:30 at night to radio stations.
I think that's all right.
Really?
That's one of life's few great pleasures. Carry on doing that. And then, the usual things I think that people always say are very useful. Bathroom etiquette. Please wash out the bath after you've used it. Please don't use my toothbrush unless it's an emergency. Please, can you clean off the base of the electric toothbrush charger so that a crusty, scummy gunk doesn't build up on it over a period of weeks.
Then there's a kitchen etiquette.
Kitchen, obviously close all drawers and cupboards, please.
Don't overcook broccoli.
Don't make the broccoli go soft.
Car etiquette. Don't use it as a rubbish dump.
Keep the car clean. Wrapping paper, you're not allowed to recycle wrapping paper. That might just be my counsel. Anyway, all these things have an impact on the marriage, but best of luck, Adam. All right? Hope it goes really well. Now, here's a jingle for our next segment.
I'm a funny person, I often make up jokes. My jokes are more amusing than those of other folks. When you hear my joke, I think you'll find that you agree. Come on, you're all invited to a made-up joke party.
Oh, these chocolate coins are nice.
Yeah?
I've eaten about 15 quid.
Great, it doesn't make me feel so cheap now. I didn't bring you any presents.
Mate, my plan for a bigger face is going very well. Now, we mentioned The Hobbit earlier on.
Yeah.
No one has verified my Martin Freeman eye bag fact, but I'm pretty sure it's true that he gets his eye bags photoshopped, along with every other actor in that film, I may add. Incidentally, why wasn't Dr. Buckles in that film? I'm like a hairy Hobbit guy.
He wouldn't have needed makeup for you.
There was a lot of British actors popping up in that thing as dwarves.
Yeah.
Why didn't Dr. Buckles get the call? It's just a disgrace. That's my other New Year's resolution, is to wheedle my way into the Hobbit somehow. Anyway, I made up a great joke after having seen The Hobbit, which I'd like to share with you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. Which piece of furniture in Rivendell, which is in Middle-earth, it's where the elves live.
Yeah.
Which piece of furniture in Rivendell is most popular with Scientologists?
I don't know.
Elrond's cupboard. Elrond's cupboard. Like L. Ron Hubbard, who was the founder of the Church of Scientology. Elrond is the head elf in Rivendell, played by the guy from The Matrix, whose face has been photoshopped to make him look younger, along with all the others, except Buckles, who didn't get the call. Okay. Elrond's cupboard.
Okay, yeah, fine, yeah. Too much explanation.
Like L. Ron Hubbard.
Fine. Patrick says, I'm going to hit you with one right now. Hello, Mr. B and Miss B. I've been slaving away at my own lovingly crafted jokes, which I would like to share. What is Sylvester Stallone's favourite Oriental restaurant to visit before he climbs a mountain?
I don't know. What is Sylvester Stallone's favourite Oriental restaurant to visit before he climbs a mountain?
The Tie of the Eiger.
The Tie of the Eiger? That is very good. Who's that from?
Patrick, he went, yeah, I know, clever wording. Cheers, don't mention it.
Oh, Patrick, he's on fire. Watch out, Patrick, you may literally be on fire. That's amazing. Have we Googled that?
No.
Ben, can you Google Tie of the Eiger and get
This
back
one's
to me?
definitely been done before, so I'm going to name and shame Boris and Lucy.
Don't even read it out then.
Well, I'm just going to say Boris and Lucy, the whole George Michael Careless Whisper joke's been done again and again and again.
The chocolate bar.
Come on.
For goodness sake, that's a disgrace. Here's one I don't think I have seen done before, although it's very good. It may have been done before. This is from Leo McPartland. Why did the woman rub Slim Fast on her wrapping paper?
I don't know, why did the woman rub Slim Fast on her wrapping paper?
To make her presence svelte. To make her presence svelte. Yeah!
It's a good one.
Leo McPartland, good effort. And here's another one, look. I mean, they're just flooding in. The quality is so high. It's so very high. Here's one from Duncan. Hey, hello, he says. I once sent a joke into the Adam and Joe show about the humanitarian work of a recently knighted lassie, as in the dog. This is the preamble. This is not the joke. It was never read out. Now that Six Music joke judge Cowell, brackets Cornish, has been replaced with the less acrid Barlow, Bowman, I feel I have a better chance, even if the joke is not as good. I think it is. He says, which East End dwelling cat of Spanish descent is most thankful of Japanese gifts? Very good tortured setup. Which East End dwelling cat of Spanish descent is most thankful of Japanese gifts?
I don't know.
It's such a tortured setup. I love it. Arigato. Arigato. Ari, Cockney. Gato, Spanish for cat. Arigato means thank you in Japanese. What?
No.
It's just I'm operating on so many levels. Duncan, I think it's brilliant. You're a genius.
No.
What have you got then?
Dave Buxman and Bolton. Hope you both had an amazing Christmas. I thought I'd send in this joke that my boyfriend made up, which he thought was hilarious. I did chuckle, I have to admit. He'd be so chuffed if you heard it out. We both listen to the podcast religiously. What did one electricity tower say to the other electricity tower after a heated argument?
Don't know. What did they say?
Why don't we let pylons be pylons? Love you both.
And that made you chuckle, did it?
Lily Pang.
It doesn't even sound like bygones. I mean, it sounds a little like the vowel sound.
Pylons be pylons. If you go pylons be pylons.
No.
Pylons be pylons.
No. Shut it. No. Play some music. That's a disgrace. We're going to have some one more salvo of jokes from the Bad Kids Jokes website.
Yeah, I'm slightly concerned. Rudy's lost the bad joke ability. He now makes them quite funny.
Oh, it's no good, is it? It's a very fleeting thing. That's why the Bad Jokes Tumblr site is such a valuable compendium.
It's upsetting.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read out my last raid, the last bit of plundering from that website before the end of the show. But right now, here is The Villagers with Nothing Arrived.
Nothing Arrived. New from Villagers. Can't wait for that new album, Awayland. 14th of January.
Very nice. Adam Buxton.
Bowman.
Hoot nanny. I had a good idea for a book based on a book that my brother gave to my son. How about this? 1,000 films you should die before you see, including almost every Joel Schumacher film ever made, especially Batman and Robin. Battleship would be in there.
Oh, yeah.
Matrix Revolutions, in fact, both the Matrix sequels. Barnyard and
Holiday.
its sequence. Holiday is a good one, yeah. Hop. All these children's films that I have to see. The Switch. Have you ever seen The Switch with Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, yeah.
Oi.
What was the one she was in
Expendables?
with Ben Affleck as well? They did a film together. didn't
Aniston
they?
and Batfleck.
Yeah. Yeah, Bennifer they were called.
Right.
when they were engaged for a short
I'd
while.
forgotten they were engaged as well. They
Yeah.
all just go around handing one partner over to the other, don't they?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. That is absolutely goodless. Savages, Oliver Stone, and Alexander, Oliver Stone.
What was your problem with Oliver Stone?
Well, just those two films.
Okay.
I mean, he's done some great ones, obviously, but those, he took a bit of a break.
What was the one that the kid from Into the Wild was in about the speed racer?
Speed Racer.
Oh, straight
I didn't
in
even
there.
see that one.
Oh, don't.
Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the animated one. That was the longest, whatever it was. It felt like 5 hours, but 2 hours maybe of my life. It was torture. I usually go and see a film with the children. It's just fun being with them,
Yeah.
and hanging out and eating some popcorn. But this one, every minute of it, I was just looking at my watch thinking, I hate this. I want it to end so much. I'm so bored. I don't care about any of these idiots. I hate this. And I love Star Wars and all that. But oh, it's so boring. I wanted to die. Anyway, there you go. 1,000 films you should die before you see by Dr. Buckles.
You should take the kids to see the dinosaurs thing at the O2. We went yesterday, Walking with Dinosaurs. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
It's brilliant.
Good tip.
really
How long is
good.
that on for? For a while?
It's like, I think, it's on for a while, and then it's touring around the UK as well. It's really good because it's kind of presented by this paleontologist. I'm
Michael
quite sure
Palin.
if he's a real palin
Right.
or if he's like an acting paleontologist called Huxley, who kind of does, and in the beginning, and he comes out all dressed like Indiana Jones and stuff, and then it's so good, so good. But we had such a funny experience when we were leaving. We were leaving the O2, which is massive, and we bumped into Noel Gallagher and his missus and their two kids who'd just been to see it, and they were with this woman with like a kind of Madonna mic on.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, Merry Christmas, Irish Christmas, all that kind of stuff. And Noel's like, hey, do you want to come back and see the dinosaurs? Going backstage.
Is that a euphemism
I'm like,
for something? That's what he says to all the girls.
And we're like, no, you're all right, thanks very much. It's like going backstage with a VIP guide
Wow.
to see the dinosaurs.
Did he realise they weren't real?
Not sure.
He probably didn't.
Oh, it was so funny. So funny.
Good, nice name drop as well.
Worth to go and see.
Very good.
Yeah, worth going to see.
Yeah, excellent. No, that sounds excellent. Listen, I've got a free play for you right now.
Yeah, what is
Edith.
it?
Well, I thought that I wouldn't put the name down on it because it's one of these things that suffers if you are prejudiced listening to it, right?
Okay.
And it's not a typically Six Music song, but it's a song I genuinely think is amazing. This is a song written by two music legends. You might be able to guess what this is just by my description. For one of the most powerful lady singers of all time. She has a voice that makes every single one of today's so-called celebrated vocalists, even Adele, sound like toddlers whining about not wanting to finish their carrots. Thematically, this song that I'm about to play you is a very powerful and very accurate evocation of the intense emotions felt by ladies when they fall in love. And in that respect, it's a masterpiece, but it's also a technical tour de force when you listen to this song. And it features about halfway through the singer in question holding a note for 10 seconds, maybe even longer, around about 10 seconds on the line, listen for it, I stumble and fall, but I give you it all. 10 seconds worth. I mean, that was like 3 seconds I just did it there. To my knowledge, that is I think it's a long time. It's a long time. It's like you can have a holiday and she'd still be holding that note. As far as I'm aware, only the late Whitney Houston has surpassed that level of note holding since.
Crikey.
Then, just when you think things can't get more intense in this song, it modulates or changes key. And the singer rides the resulting emotional tsunami like an amazing lady surfer, never once losing control of her emotional surfboard. Hit it.
You surprise me. You leave it to the last week to utterly surprise me with your musical taste. That's amazing.
That's a good one, isn't it?
I love a bit of Streisand.
She's quite phenomenal, though. That voice is amazing. My ma likes that one, which is why I had it in my iTunes library. In fact, I was saying last week when I was covering for Liz while she was away, I was ranting about the new iTunes design. And I'd gone into the Apple Store to complain about it. And,
Did you?
Well, not complain, but say, like, is there any way around it? Can I just go back to the old way? And it was like, nah, of course you can't. But all over my iTunes library was Barbara Streisand. And the guy was giving me funny looks. But I'm proud about it, absolutely. Actually, I wasn't proud. I was making excuses.
Oh, you should be. Love
but she's good. She's really good, and that's a great song. And that was written. The two music legends, of course, were Barry and Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees, who wrote, I think, most of her album "Guilty" from 1980.
She was married to one of them as well, was she not?
Was she?
She was at least sort of cuddling up to one of them,
right,
for a period of time.
Well, why not? They're like cuddly lions, aren't they?
You need to watch Star Is Born, the film she did in 1976.
Are you sure?
You really do.
Really?
Yeah, Chris Christopherson. Yeah, okay. It's a remake of the old Judy Garland film.
Have you ever seen Nuts?
What kind?
with Richard Dreyfuss and Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
Do you want to see my dinosaur?
It's like Noel Gallagher.
Come backstage and see the dinosaurs. Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend Nuts, but Woman in Love, yeah, that's for my mum and not for my dad, who we played that and he was grumbling away. This is awful, this is terrible, it's the worst thing, it's revolting.
He's just grumbling because you've not read his book, that's why.
That's possibly true. And look at this, it's like gift upon gift. Yeah. Power Gold is picked out. This is genuinely one of my favourite Bowie tracks. Yeah, this is very early Bowie from the late 60s. And I love this song. And it has the line in it, I think it's the one with... no one loves like a little soldier catching butterflies. I just think that's how I feel when I'm happy. I feel like a little soldier catching butterflies. The blazing sunset in your eyes will tantalize. Anyway, we should just play the song. This is In the Heat of the Morning. What? So, of course, after having said specifically that I like the lyrics in that song, they play a different version. That's not the version that I know. That hasn't got the little soldier catching butterflies in it.
It's because it's a John Peel session from December 1967.
Is that a Peel session?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not heard that before.
I'd love to be able to play the keyboard like that.
Yeah, that's groovy stuff.
It's another resolution that
David
failed.
Bowie, In the Heat of the Morning. Incidentally, Bowie fans, you can see me, see how I got on my special
tonight!
Tonight.
5:30 or something?
Something like that. This afternoon on BBC
I'll
One.
check the time.
I'm on Celebrity Mastermind, special subject, David Bowie in the 70s. So you will see how I got on.
I just want to see the chat with Humphreys.
I begged the producers to edit it down as brutally as possible, so I hope they will. And you will, you'll be able to see how stupid I am later on.
I mean, check the time and let everyone know precisely.
I got a couple of very easy Bowie questions wrong. Kicking myself. Hammersmith Palais instead of Hammersmith Odeon. I said, "Oh, Buckles, you moron!" But listen, it is 12:31 and it's time for the news.
It's the fall. I'm Mr. Pharmacist on 6 Music. 25 to 1. 25 minutes left of the show of us together.
I know it's gonna be sad, but it's nice for me to have my Saturdays back. But you're going to be carrying on.
I am
for the foreseeable future, which is good. Now, Edith, you and I both do a little bit of voiceover work, right? To
occasionally
pay the bills. Mm-hmm. And do you find it easy to recognise other people's voices when you're listening to adverts and stuff like that?
Yeah. We can spot you quite a lot. You're on quite a lot, actually.
No, I'm not. I do Wrigley's.
Yeah.
That's about it, though, isn't it?
There's a lot of people who
I've got a song. I've got a song that I do on a advert for this thing called Thinkbox. With Harvey the Rabbit.
Yeah.
I do that song, the Friends song, but I'm not on as much as I would like.
It's quite a good game, actually. Guess the voice on it.
Yeah.
I once couldn't do a session for an ongoing kind of project that I was doing, and they got in Ronnie Ancona.
Oh yes,
the impressionist, to do me on the voiceover. Because I couldn't do it. I think I was away or something.
Wow.
And it was so obvious it wasn't me.
Really?
Yeah, it was like my mum going, why is someone pretending to be you on that advert?
That's amazing, isn't it? No disrespect to Ronnie Ancona.
No, not at all. She's a lovely lady.
Yeah, but you'd think that it would be easier just to get someone Scottish to come in and do it and like imitate the sound of the tone of your voice or whatever.
Scottish.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just so used to hearing her doing impressions of normal people.
Hey!
I'm joking. It's a little fun joke.
Billy Anna racist.
Racist bully, great. Getting out while the going's good. But one of the voiceovers that I heard recently that really made me think, wow, that's redefined voiceovers for me, was actually on an online advert for it was kind of a sort of online brochure for I
love those.
A spa, stress therapy retreat resort. It's quite nice watching online brochures, you know what I mean? Rather than just watching little films about wonderful destinations.
The serene. They always use the word serene.
Well, you get ready.
Okay.
I mean, because this is going to go serene all over your ass. And this
really?
this resort is called Somathiram, I think, in Kerala, India. It looks like a really nice place, but someone has made a decision to write a voiceover for this promo in which the link between nature and sensuality, which is often a word that pops up in these things, is made well explicit. So let's fire off just to give you a feel of where he's going with number one here.
As the day breaks here, calm and serene, the heavenly bliss descends on the hills and valleys, making them glisten in the virgin rays of the morning sun. The chirping of the birds hovering over the lapping waves, the wet sand so soothing to the feet. Yes, it's yet another golden dawn nestled in the very bosom of Mother Nature.
In the very bosom.
Come on. It's like Nigella Lawson.
Another golden dawn in the very bosom of Mother Nature.
It's the virgin rains of the morning sun that got me.
That's right. The virgin rains of the virgin rays, the chirping of the birds, the very bosom of Mother Nature. Well, now you're going to get to know Mother Nature and her pleasures and her bosom quite well over the next couple of minutes, because I've got some more clips for you. So that's our introduction to the anatomy of Mother Nature, right? The bosom, which in the course of the promo, we do become intimately familiar with. Here's another little moment.
The windows open into the mesmerizing view of the deep blue sea, which has always been in your passionate dreams.
So you basically have been having dirty dreams about the deep blue sea.
But you open the windows into the deep blue sea. Surely that's a danger in the fact that the sea's then going to come in your bedroom.
No, it's the mesmerising view.
Oh, okay.
You open into the mesmerising view of the deep blue sea, which has always been in your passion. He's basically saying, you're dirty and you have dirty dreams about the sea. So come here and you will always be able to see the reality of your filthy mind. But there's also other fun things to do as well at the resort that aren't exclusively filthy.
Have a casual chat with this friendly neighborhood domestic elephant. Feel on top of the world riding on its back.
Neighbourhood domestic elephant.
Yeah, they got loads.
What the hell is that?
It's just, have you not got a neighbourhood domestic elephant? Just have a casual chat with it. Yeah. That's what everyone does, yeah. Hey, did you see the game last night? That's how it would go. That's how the chat would go, more or less. Just squawks and plops. Maybe they've got more intelligent elephants out there. I don't know. Yeah. Then we get back into nature, the idea of nature, and some of the things you can do in the spa there with the oils and pastes.
Oh, I love a spa.
Oils and pastes from the nature's bounty to rejuvenate both the body and soul. Drops of naturally medicated oils cascading over every curls and curves of the body.
Every curls and curves.
Curls and curves?
Yeah.
What?
The curls and the curves.
What's his medicated paste that he's applying? It just sounds a bit wrong.
Oils and pastes from nature's bounty to rejuvenate the body and soul. The drops of naturally medicated oils cascading over the curls and curves of the body. He's basically saying... yeah. He's saying...
You're naked.
There you go. There's some stuff for you, Julies. Squirt it on.
And give it a nice rub.
So things get fruitier, though, even.
More?
Yeah. In this next clip, you are here basically feasting your eyes and your ears on the fruits of nature.
Feast your eyes and ears on the fruits of nature. Portals of ethnic huts offering picture-perfect frames of nature. Truly, these are moments of solitude in the very bosom of nature. A retreat in the throbbing spasms of nature.
Oh, come on. Come on.
That is not. I mean,
stop it.
Is that a good place for a family holiday? In the throbbing spasms of nature. Where are we going on holiday? Dad, where are we going? Yeah, it's a retreat in the throbbing spasms of nature. What do you mean, Dad? Well, we're going to be in the bosom of nature, in between nature's giant bosoms.
But it's fine. You can have a chat with a local domesticated elephant. It's fine.
What's going on, Dad? That's the throbbing spasms. Don't worry about that. That's absolutely normal. It's absolutely normal. And so finally, just as one last little filthy salvo, here's one more blast.
The panoramic backdrop of the waves glistening in the morning sun. An occasional drizzle that bathes the nature and her treasures. Picture-perfect photo sessions offered by Mother Nature, exposing her virgin charms.
I mean, does anyone think of Mother Nature as a virgin? I just don't think...
Not after listening to this, I don't.
I mean, mums in general, you don't really think of as virgins, do you? But because of the fact that
had children.
They're mums.
Did you find out who this guy is?
No, I did.
I did
like. Try and find out. I bet he looks quite sexy.
I really don't think he does. That's
the bosom. Oh my goodness! But
I feel a bit sick.
That's the guy, though. That's who I aspire to as a voiceover artist.
Oh, you are better than that.
Oh, I don't think so. Not as sensual and.
Give us one more line from it
filthy.
somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. This is just about the masonry that you can find there.
Traditional masonry at its very best.
Sold!
Exactly.
Book the ticket!
Listen, one more question. What's the masonry? What kind of masonry are we dealing with there? Oh,
traditional masonry at its very best.
All right, that's great. So how much? 10,000 quid. That's great. Yeah, I'd like to go. I'd like to go, please. Yeah. Here's Midlake.
It's fine. It's a long intro, so you can chat away. Don't worry.
I'd like to say thanks very much to Johnny for sending me those clips. You know who you are, Johnny, and I appreciate them.
You could do some over this.
Listen to the bosom of Midlake. Look at the glistening bosom. Midlake's been on a run. And now the sensual oils are dripping down through Midlake's bosom down...
Okay, please don't ruin the song for me
onto his
anymore.
bum crack. See, that's no good. Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
This is one of my favourite songs ever, Roscoe Midlake. It's the Beyond the Wizard sleeve remix, aka Errol Alkin. So good, from the album Trials of Anarchy Panther. Such a tune. Midlake and Roscoe with a little help from Errol Alkin there. 5:45 tonight then on BBC One. You can watch Dr. Buckles
That's
on
right.
Mastermind.
On Mastermind.
Stuck a picture up on the Six Music Facebook page as well of you opposite Humphreys.
And the Facebook page as well contains some photos of our little knitted avatars. When are they coming back? So I've got to retake possession of those mothers.
Next week.
Next week they'll be back. They'll be all
I'll send them
up.
on to you.
Yeah, you take care of them.
Yeah, I will.
Also, what else? We might still be able to cram in a couple of made-up jokes before the end of the show. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Rashly, earlier on in the run, I promised that I was going to create a number one single. That was in the first show when I was unsure of what the best thing to do was. Have you got some correspondence there?
No, I haven't, but I want to hear about your number one.
Yeah, well, basically, I did try and do a number one single, inspired by the success of Gangnam Style and LMFAO party rock anthem, which I love as well. But it's harder than it looks, obviously. Also, Christmas happened and I just ran out of time. Also, I remembered that in a way, I've already written a potential number one.
True.
That has not been played on Six Music before, as far as I'm aware. And earlier on this year, I did a video for it as well for the Bug Show. Wonderful video directed by David Wilson, super talented young director. But this is the song about my sincere love for my favourite Japanese food stuff.
Sushi, sushi, you get the raw fish and rice, baby, serve it up to me now. Sushi, sushi, it tastes so nice and it's healthy too. Sushi, how come it's so delicious? They have to be precise with the slicing of the fishes. Ooh, conveyor belts and my favorite item. If anybody takes it, then I'm gonna have to fight him. It's mainly raw fish and rice. You can make it yourself, but it don't taste as nice as it does when you go to a place that's Japanese, where they slice it and roll it and serve it with ease. Sushi, you just can't beat that food. You can serve it on a nudie, lady, if you like it rude. But some people don't like it. For example, my friend John says, raw fish, that's for Russian spies and pawns. Sushi, sushi, you get the raw fish and rice, baby, serve it up to me now. Sushi, sushi, it tastes so nice and it's healthy too.
Give me California rolls and a load of futomaki custard egg, nigiri with a warm pint of sake, bitter salmon, sashimi. Oh my gosh, it is so tender, and I'm loading up with miso, cause I'm on a sushi bender. I would like inari and some thin rolled maki. Give me prawn, nigiri and a grate of asahi, yellowtail, sashimi, nice and fresh from the vendor. Give me 2 tons of ginger, cause I'm on a sushi bender. Give me California rolls and a load of futomaki custard egg, nigiri with a warm pint of sake, bitter salmon, sashimi. Oh my gosh, it is so tender, and I'm loading up with miso, cause I'm on a sushi bender. I would like inari and some thin rolled maki. Give me prawn, nigiri and a grate of asahi, yellowtail, sashimi, nice and fresh from the vendor. Give me 2 tons of ginger, cause I'm on a sushi bender.
There you go, sushi song.
Yeah, perfect. You need to get that to Sai.
Yeah.
To Mr. Gangnam.
It's not 130 BPMs though, I don't think.
Yeah, but do you know what? I was thinking you could get that to. You need to get it to Calvin Harris or Guetta or Tiesto or someone who'll
Yeah.
do a little magic on it, and that's. I mean, that's number one written all over it.
Surely.
Really, surely.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. And now I get some free sushi. That's the main
For
thing.
life, surely.
So listen, let's have the made up jokes jingle one more time, shall we, for 2012?
Let's do it.
For a couple more bad kids jokes from the Tumblr website.
I'm a funny person, I often make up jokes. My jokes are more amusing than those of other folks. When you hear my joke, I think you'll find that you agree. Come on, you're all invited to a made-up joke party.
There's a little addition from Edith there, very nice. So a reminder, these come from a website, from a Tumblr site called Bad Kids Jokes, all one word, moderated by a guy who moderates another a kids joke website, and these are the ones that didn't make it to the official one, all genuine made-up jokes by young children. They're not credited, so I'm not saying their names for that reason, but I do like these jokes very much.
I like the role play ones as well.
Yeah, there's one of those in here. Actually, there's a couple. Here's one about Yoda, who does seem to pop up a lot
he's
in
very popular,
children's
Yoda.
jokes. Why can't Yoda ride the baby ride?
Dunno.
They don't allow gremlins. That's Yoda racism. What species is Yoda?
Oh.
He's just
I have no idea.
I don't
That's
know.
a good question, actually.
Yeah, that's all right.
My 4-year-old would probably know the
A
answer.
nerd could tell us. Nerds? Here's one, and the guy who runs this website, Bad Kids Jokes, also titles the jokes very well as well. This one is called Chickens Stop. Question: why did all the chickens stop? Because a fat cow was about to put her bum on them. That's generally why chickens do stop. That's just a fact. And here's a sort of play one. Son, Mum, my friends in school tease me and call me a girl. Mum, don't worry. Next time someone calls you like that, hit them with your handbag and scratch their face.
Yoda's a Lanik.
He's a what?
A Lanik.
A Lanik.
Yeah. Lennik.
Good fact. I didn't know that. You sure that's not made up?
Nope. Yoda's a Lanik.
That is impressive fact. That came through like that. Who's that from?
Me.
Oh, you just looked it up?
I giggled.
On the internet. Isn't the internet amazing?
Computers, I love them.
Doctor, I feel like I'm a curtain. Shut up!
Oh, one more.
Okay. This one's called This one's called Also the Naked Man. Why, and I'm reading this like verbatim. Why the man was naked. A, He was naked, lad. B. He had a butt cheek. C. Butt toast. Actually, this is good advice. For one more question. What do you do if you are swallowed by an elephant? Answer. Jump up and down until you are all pooped out.
And on that note, friends, that's the end of the show.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. It's been brilliant. I've had so much fun the last 7 weeks.
Thanks for doing it, Edith.
My pleasure. I'm going to be back here next week and for the foreseeable future.
I'll be listening.
Billy Connolly on the show next week. So very much looking forward to that.
Fantastic.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, take care, listeners. Really, look after yourselves. Don't go too mental on New Year's Eve, and look forward to seeing you in 2003 in one way, shape or form. Stay tuned for Liz Kershaw. Love you, bye!